difference between Mac Jones's preparation and Jalen Hurts' preparation is this. They're coaching him. The Eagles are coddling Jalen Hurts. Instead of, I should be hearing this, Hurts struggled today. Seeing that third receiver. Hurts struggled today in accuracy. Boy, the defense really got after him and brought pressure. You know, if you're getting coddled in camp like this now, you're not being prepared for September. Either you can play or you can't play. End of story. Hey, sports goes like this. You said you wanted Jimmy G because he's Italian. Stop the cat. Oh yeah, I forgot. Sarcasm? Not up your alley there. 39 touchdowns. Oh my God. 39 touchdowns. What can you actually take from a scrimmage like yesterday when it comes to talking about your football team's preparation for the upcoming season? How much do you think you could take away with that? Here, well, let me ask you this. How much have you taken away from the coverage of the Eagles so far in camp? And it applied it to whether you think Jalen's better or the team's better. How much are you applying that to? Steven says not much. Yeah. I don't really see anything impressive. This Kaiser White guy, though, is impressing me a little bit. But I don't see anything that's impressed me so far this training camp. This training camp, and it's not Eagle. It's not Eagle-centric. It's across the board. I'm not impressed with anything. So you know what somebody's saying? Xander, your boy Mac Jones supposedly is struggling in New England Patriots camp. That's what some of the reports are that are coming out of some of the New England newspapers. You're damn right he's struggling. You've got the greatest defensive coordinator in the history pressing him to be better in his second year. It's the same shit he did with Tom Brady. He's preparing him for the upcoming season, for things he didn't see last year or things he struggled with last year. That is a spectacular sign that Mac Jones is going to have an even better sophomore season, because the greatest defensive-minded guy in NFL history is prepping him for the upcoming season. The difference between Mac Jones's preparation and Jalen Hurts' preparation is this. They're coaching him. The Eagles are coddling Jalen Hurts. Instead of, I should be hearing this, Hurts struggled today. Seeing that third receiver. Hurts struggled today in accuracy. Boy, the defense really got after him and brought pressure. You know, if you're getting coddled in camp like this now, you're not being prepared for September. Belichick is throwing the kitchen sink at the kid because he knows in his sophomore season, every freaking coordinator is going to coordinate for the strengths that he had a year ago in his rookie season because there wasn't game tape on him. Now they've got game tape. That's the best noise I heard in New England, was that Mac Jones is struggling. Great. Situational play calling. I've had the chance to be around Bill Belichick. And Bill Belichick and Brady used to do this. It would be like a game of Sink My Battleship. He would have a tablet, Brady would have a tablet, and they would do situational play calling. And Belichick would throw a blitz at him, a situational blitz. a coverage. Brady had to come up with it immediately. And they would go over it for hours and hours and hours and then go on the field and apply it. You learn through failure. You don't learn through being coddled. Okay? GT, I see reports Hurts regressing as well. GT, I don't take it as regressing. I take it they're throwing things at him that he may have struggled with last year that he's still struggling with. Jesus criminy, man. I'd rather hear those reports that he's working on that than hearing this. Hey, he spins the ball really good this year. What the hell does that mean? What the hell does that mean? Who cares? The sophomore year is game tape on you. And it's up to every single player. Okay? It's up to every player to up his game. That's what they mean by upping their game. It's not about being prepared on how you spin the ball. It's what you process. How comfortable are you in the system that you're being asked to perform in? Okay? Steve goes, you're really stucking Belichick. I don't know. 6 Super Bowls might do that. Steve, I'm not sure. And then the 2 as a coordinator in New York. And get this. You think there's any coincidence that he coached the greatest defensive football player of all time and the greatest offensive player in the history of all time? You think there's any coincidence to that? So he coached Brady and LT. I don't know. Dan, how the hell do you know he's getting coddled? Because all I hear is, oh, he looked good here. Oh, he looked good there. Oh, he looked good here. Dude, it's almost like a PR thing, and it's almost like a propaganda campaign to make sure that nobody talks shit on Jalen Hurts. What the hell? It's okay to go. He didn't play well today. They were working on things that he struggled with yesterday. What's wrong with that? Why is it such a public relations thing to make sure that that's out there, that everyone is a fan of his? Everyone is a fan of the kid. Everyone loves the guy. I haven't run into anybody who hates the guy. Would you fire the head coach and GM midseason? Never. That's chaos. I'm not looking for chaos. There's no need for that. There's no need to fire Nick Sirianni and Howie Roseman midseason. There's zero need of that. Ty says, Sills, I watched the playoff game against Tampa, and I realized it was rookie coaching versus veteran staff. That's been head coach's expert, except Leftwich, who made adjustments. You know what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers were saying about the Eagles? They're doing the same thing they did during the regular season. Imagine that. There were no subtle nuances at all. And Brady going like this. Yeah, they're doing what we thought they'd do. They were saying that on the sidelines. How embarrassing. There were no nuance twists at all. There's no question that rookie coaching, they got their asses out coached. Also in that. I mean, you got Byron Leftwich and Todd Bowles and Bruce Arians going against that high school coaching staff. Absolutely, you're going to get your pants knocked off you. Bruce Arians, who's coached some of the greatest quarterbacks of all time and has got a couple championship rings in Pittsburgh and now one as a head coach in Tampa. And Todd Bowles was one of the better D-coordinating coaches. And Leftwich was going to be a head coach one day. He could have had the Jags job, but he turned it down because he didn't want to have Trent Baalke as his GM. Decided to stay in Tampa. He's going to get a job. He was offered also the Marshall job. He was offered the Marshall job. He turned that down. He turned down the Jags job. Leftwich is going to be a head coach. Should be. I like Byron Leftwich, actually. The greatest coach could do nothing with how Hurts was playing against Tampa. No, because he doesn't have the arm talent. to make that happen. You know, one of the things that I did here, I want to expand that conversation, Xander, that those guys had a little bit. Let's do this. Let's say that Jalen Hurts wins 12 games this year. Let's not talk stats. They win the East. Let's put a low benchmark. I hope they get to the NFC title game. I'm predicting it. Let's say they win a playoff game and they're the final 4 teams in the East. What would you pay them? What would you pay him? What would you pay him? BKN, I actually think Tua's going to have a good season this year. Going rate? So you're going to pay him $50 million, $46.1 million. GT says going rate, 46.1. $24 million a year, so he's going to make less than your wideout. Interesting. I don't think that's the best. They're going to 25 to 30. Okay, so you think 46.1, 50 then. GT thinks 50. Okay, you're right, because that's last year. So you think if he wins 12 games, they win the East, you're paying him $50 million. GT thinks $50 million. That the Eagles, your team, is going to pay that quarterback $50 million. No way. No way. Steve goes, I have no idea. Steve, isn't that the big question here? Because, look, I do think Jalen's going to win 12 games this year. I do. And this question is going to be ping-ponged back and forth all year. You're going to look up and you're going to see this team. After the bye, they're going to be probably somewhere like 9-4 somewhere. They're going to be like that. And the question's going to be, God, the stats aren't that great. Like Barrett said today, man, the stats aren't that great, but they're winning a shitload of games. And you're going to be put in the same situation that the 49ers have been in all offseason. What to do? Do you compromise what you're doing and winning because you want to enhance the rest of your team around the huddle? Seth says maybe 35 to 40, Sills. Just not developed yet. 35 to 40 million for a guy. Hey, how much would you pay Lamar Jackson right now if you're Baltimore? Because this will go into Jalen. How much would you pay him? That's a good point. Let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that. What was the franchise tag in 2022 for quarterbacks? 29.7. That'll probably go to 32. Probably 32.5. 32.5. Would you be comfortable franchise tagging Jalen at 32.5? If he throws for 3,600, 3,700 yards, 22 touchdowns, but they win 12 games, that's probably what I think happens. It's going to be around 36, 3,700, 22 touchdowns, about 10 picks, but 12 wins, and the East. What your franchise tag? You're going to pay him $32 million, or would you go into the draft? Or do you tag him and still go into the draft? 32.5 you're going to pay him. You're either going to pay him 32.5 or you're moving on from him, or you're extending him. Here are your options for Hurts. You're moving on. You're franchise tagging him for about 32.5, or you're extending him. Those are your three options. Or you let him play out his final year of his contract at 1.5 and you draft a quarterback and you move on. You could probably do that too. Yes to 32.5. Wow. If he's not good enough, there's 25 pocket quarterbacks in the NFL that haven't won the Super Bowl. Okay? I feel, yeah, but watch this, Eagle man. I feel okay giving Justin Herbert $35 million, $45 million. I don't feel comfortable giving that guy in Philly that. I don't. He's not that guy. I feel comfortable giving a passer the money more than a runner. He's a runner. If Jalen Hurts, watch this, guys. If Jalen Hurts, I thought this was a great conversation that the guys had today on Sports Take. I really did. I thought, Xander, wasn't it? I thought it was a really good conversation because money is going to play into this. It's totally going to play into this season. I liked it. Because I don't know, even if he does win the 12 games, you're going to be in the Garoppolo scenario. Can you pay an incentive-type contract for Hurts? Sidney, you know what? Again, what you could do is you could short-term contract him, put him at $30 million, but that would be something that the quarterback and the player and the representatives would have to agree on. Also, you're going to get heat from the Players Association. Here's why. You don't want you taking hometown discounts because the next guy, you know how you guys say the next guy up? Well, that's kind of what we're talking about here. Anybody that gives hometown discounts to teams, they get frowned upon by the union. That's why every year at the end of the year, we all get letters and we all get salaries of what the players are making at our position so that when we go into contract negotiations, we're not taking any less. And you know what they even say on this letter that we all used to get from the Players Association? Think about the next guy behind you. They say that all the time. Think about the guy behind you. Okay? Think about the next guy. You're starting to give hometown discount deals. The league, okay, wants you to. The Players Association does not want you to. You know, so Jalen giving the Eagles a deal? Sills would rather have Wilson or Tua. I'd rather have, Winston. Winston's a better passer. He's a turnover machine, but he's a better passer. What do you think Jameis Winston would do in the Eagle offense? Throw for 5,000 yards? He would. He's already done it. He's already done it. You can't say that about Jameis Winston. You think Jameis Winston throw for 4,000 or 5,000 yards? He's already done that in the league. Jameis Winston has thrown for 4,000 and 5,000 yards before. Okay, so you could say and again, no risk it, no biscuit offense with Bruce Arians. He was 5-1 last year before he got injured. He had a better quarterback rating than Tom Brady last year before he got injured. He was on his way to having a really good season under Sean Payton. Now, that's a different thing, too. You got Dennis Allen now as the head coach, and you don't have the play calling Sean Payton. That to me is an issue. No way Winston over Hurts. Wow, Brian. Really? You think Jalen Hurts is a better starting quarterback than Jameis Winston? Where do you see that? You don't take into any consideration, even Brady had turnovers at the beginning of that Super Bowl year in Tampa, and they had to change. You never played in any of that. Jameis Winston's stats. So you think Jameis Winston is going to do this? 4,000 yards passing in his first year quarterbacking, 4,042. The next year, 4,090. The next year, he got hurt, 35. In 18, he got hurt. He had 19 touchdowns and 5 picks and threw for 3,000 yards still in only 9 games. The next year, he throws for 5,109. And you think that Jalen's going to put numbers like that up? Holy shit, are you out of your mind? 135 touchdowns to 91. Winston already, get this, Winston is 27 years old. Jameis Winston's 27 years old, and he's thrown for 21,000 yards already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years. I don't see it. Jameis is Carson Wentz. What did that get him, Sills? I don't understand how you guys. I don't understand how you guys are looking at where you see that Jalen Hurts is the passer that Jameis went. I am under a fog here with that. I don't get it. Turnover machine? Hurts wasn't that protective of the football last year. Hurts would have done a lot better if we had better coaching last season. You know, it's funny that you bring that. You bring that up. Okay? Because people, including Xander, even said to me, hey, Sills, you know, when you watch Jalen Hurts quarterback, he looked a little bit better when he was quarterbacking with Doug Peterson. By the way, real quick, Isaac Seumalo. I think he's nailed down. I don't know. Hey, watch this. From what I'm understanding, Seumalo's nailed down that right guard position. I don't know how. There's real no contact. But it looks like Seumalo's going to be the starting right guard on that offensive line, which will make that football team an enormous offensive line. Okay, I mean, you're like 6 outside of the center. You're like 6'5" across the board, man. That's a big team. That is an absolute big team. And I said this in the first hour, and I want to make sure that I reiterate it one more time here. This Kaiser White kid, man, I think he's going to have a spectacular season here. Okay? I really do. I think he's going to have a spectacular season. That was a find for how – that might be his best sign. For the amount of money, for the need at the position, you know what I'm saying? Boy, from everyone that I'm talking to, especially Tracy Rocker, Tracy said the guy runs from sideline to sideline. And you want to hear what else too? Tracy's saying like this, he picked that system up like this. He walked in there and he knew exactly what they wanted, which was awesome. You don't hear anybody making any comments about him. That's a great thing. That means he's doing his job. He's running with the ones. He's going to be – I'll tell you what, too. They're saying that he's got a chip on his shoulder because he doesn't understand why Tom Telesco let him roll from the LA Chargers. He's pissed off, too. That's a great thing when you get somebody doing that. Yeah, Bone. Sayamalo does have to stay healthy. He stays healthy, man. You know, I mean, my opinion, he's boy, I'll tell you something. I'm going to say it again to you guys. Man, what you guys have created in Philadelphia with your 7 strong offensive linemen, man, it's really great. You could go to 32 teams. There's no way there's a team in this league that has the depth at the O-line position that the Eagles have. There is no way. I think your second team could start on half the lines in the National Football League. Dude, it's impressive. It's impressive. For a football team under the Randall Cunningham era that didn't have one guy outside of Ron Heller maybe, and maybe Dave Remington, okay? You got like 7 guys that could play and start in the NFL. Pretty amazing. Deep as hell. Hey, William, I do think the Chargers, I said something to Tom Telesco over the week, and I go, Tom, this guy here, man, they're just talking about how great Kaiser White is. Sileo is going to lose his fan base listeners by his apparent bias towards Hurts. Hey, worldwide, so you want me to lie to you that I love his style? This guy wants you to lie to somebody. He wants you to lie that I love the way that he's inaccurate. And know this. Hey, worldwide, if Jalen Hurts can't run, he can't play quarterback in the NFL. He would never. If Tom Brady can't run, or Peyton Manning can't run, or Patrick Mahomes can't run, or Josh Allen can't run, or Justin Herbert can't run, they're still playing in the NFL. If Jalen Hurts can't run, he ain't playing in the NFL. When your skill of running is more apparent than your passing ability, it's called quarterback, not running back playing quarterback. Out of your mind. See, this guy likes cheerleaders. No, you want Sills Hurts. Will be good. You just have to live with it sooner or later. Winning changes everything. We'll see. We'll see if that statement, CGT statement there, that statement doesn't work in San Francisco. Hey, Xander, GT statement doesn't work in San Francisco. Okay? You'll have to learn with win. You'll have to learn winning changes everything. Right there. 38-16, though, dude. That ain't working in San Fran. They moved off him. Hurts is not a better passer than Mac Jones. Not even close. Mac Jones is going to have a great year this year. Okay? He's going to have a great year. Sileo's not an Eagle fan. It's obvious. What's that got to do with what I'm saying? Hey, Justin, I think San Francisco's stupid too. And by the way, worldwide, I've told you this before. I never said I was an Eagle fan. I said I love the fans. The Eagle fans are awesome. I don't know where you got that from. I don't know where you got it from. I'm becoming really cool in covering the team, but I love the fans more than I do the team. That's as honest as I can be. Anything else? I don't know what else to tell you. You just ask me, I'll tell you. Okay? I think the fans are boss. Check down artist is Mac Jones. So's Tom Brady. We might need a veteran quarterback to play QB2. Then get ready to eat crow this year. Okay? Get ready to eat crow. Oh, boy. Get ready to eat crow. It's funny when I say this to you guys. I said you're going to be a Final Four team in the NFC, and you're going to win the East, and you're going to win 12 games. What more do you want? What more do you want? Give Hurts a chance. Last year was his rookie year, dude. Sills panders to propaganda to get views. I'm not that smart, dude. Okay, I think you think I think ahead like that. Clout chasing, just using Eagles for popularity. I'm not even sure what that means. Can't have it both ways, Sil. What do you? Oh, what? Oh, Sal says this. I can't have it both ways. What? I can't root for the team and not like the style of the quarterback? I love the Ravens the way they played football. Hated Trent Dilfer. I couldn't stand the way Dilfer played football. But they won the Super Bowl. Hey, I thought the Buccaneers were great. My team that I was drafted by. And my friend is Brad Johnson. I never thought Brad was really anything. But you wanted me to go like this. Oh, this guy's elite. I'm not sure what you're talking about. I don't get it. I hated the way Trent Dilfer played. I hated the way Jeff Hostetler played when Sims got hurt. What was it, 90? When they won that Super Bowl? And he stepped in after the Bills game. They were 10-0 too, and Phil was playing great. And then he ended up getting hurt. What is it with the hate towards? What is all the hate towards? No, dude. They're upset because I don't like Jalen's football style. Just heard this. The Niners will release Jimmy Garoppolo. No trade. That'd be the greatest thing ever happened to Jimmy G, because then he gets to sign his own ticket. That'd be the best thing ever happened to him. It would be a gift from the 49ers, too, because they don't want to send him to a shitty place. Well, I'll tell you what, man. If I'm Pete Carroll, hey, if you're Pete Carroll, do you make the call to Garoppolo to bring him up there with DK Metcalf? How would you like to bring Jimmy Garoppolo up to Seattle with DK Metcalf? It'd be like Deebo Samuel again. You'd have the same guy who you just gave a contract extension to. Boy, that would be unbelievable. Backup that makes 27. Not happening. Well, who's the quarterback in Seattle? Drew Lock. Drew Lock or Geno Smith ain't making that team. Kevin says Seattle wins the division if that happens. Over the Rams and Niners? I think the Niners are going to win 7 games this year. GT, what if you're Washington? Do you bring him in to compete with Wentz? How about Washington getting Garoppolo? Then again, wait a minute. You know, you're right. Because what's his name makes a lot of money. So Washington's not going to do that. But the Giants is intriguing because they didn't pick the option up on Daniel Jones. Right? They didn't pick the option up. Yeah, GI, I don't think Washington, because Wentz makes too much money, they're not going to have 2 guys making $30 million a year on the roster. That's just not going to happen. And plus, like you said, Carson would, dude, that guy would fall in the toilet. Block the Giants from getting him, so the Eagles make a trade. You know, the Eagles could sign Garoppolo. Your quarterback makes $1.5 million. and Jimmy only makes $24 million. Okay, you could sign him, restructure a contract. Brian says, can we talk a little defense? That's a good point. We'll do that on the other side here. Hey, guys, don't forget, Gary Cobb in hour number 3 at 5:30 Eastern time. My friends at Morgan & Morgan, where the fee is free. Listen, guys, I've been telling you now for months, Morgan & Morgan is the number one law firm in the country for a reason. They're the number one law firm because they've collected over $13.5 billion for their clients, because no case is too small when you go to Morgan & Morgan. For the people is not a slogan. This is what they do and who they are. As I said, 800 attorneys. They're the biggest firm in the country. Nobody's going to intimidate Morgan & Morgan. That's just what they are, who they are, okay? Offices in Philly, New York, and in Florida are ready to do battle for you. Call them at 800-512-1600. That's 800-512-1600. Look, the call is free. The consultation is free. 800-512-1600. Open 24/7, 7 days a week. 800-512-1600. And when you call Morgan & Morgan, do me a favor, tell them Big Sil sent you.
Many times when people are injured at a place of business, they don't realize they may have a case. The fact is, injuries should not happen. And most of the time when someone is injured, someone is at fault. Maybe the store manager installed a cheap, slippery floor, or there wasn't proper security. After an injury at a hotel, restaurant, store, or any place of business, it's so important to call us. Time matters, size matters. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.com.